Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
They're polite. I mean, they just take the time for you.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
I like the Angels for what they've done for me.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks as always to our producer, Jeff Durrell. We're at the Hadley Center, second floor, with the Director of First Call for Help, Linda Mills. This time of the year, we like to think of First Call for Help and give you some information on the organization, the group, the volunteers, and the help that it provides in our county. Let's begin with the basics, Linda. What is First Call for Help?
Okay, First Call for Help is an organization that is here to help. Mainly we're known for being able to help people during a financial crisis. So whether someone's been in the hospital and they don't have sick leave, or another emergency comes up, we can help sometimes with rent and utility assistance to help them get over that rough spot. We also serve transient communities, so people who come into the community with no resources. Maybe they were hitchhiking across the country, or they just got stranded here somehow. We can work with them to see what's going to help them the most, and usually that comes in the form of transportation, at least to a shelter in Salina. It could also be fuel assistance, or it could be shelter if it's late in the evening and weather's stormy. So those are our biggest focus, are those two programs.
And you're interconnected with several agencies that can help out in those areas, from law enforcement right on through, right?
That is correct. We have a great partnership with law enforcement and the transient program. The calls that come into us go through dispatch first, and often there is still an officer on the scene by the time we get there, which helps in that safety factor and just making sure that we can get the person the help that they need.
And that help that they need is monitored, isn't it, Linda?
Yes, it is. We watch it to make sure that we are not helping the same people over and over again, because sometimes there is a tendency for people to stay because, it's a nice community and we provided them with some help, and so they try to find ways to stay, which is fine. We're glad to have them in our community, but we, just like anybody else, don't have unlimited resources and can't continue to help the same people over and over again.
And if you were, that would cut out some other people who might need some immediate assistance.
Yes, it sure would. And with our local assistance, where we help with rent and utilities, our clients or people that come to us, we take a lot of steps to ensure that the help is really needed, and we look at the whole picture to try to see what can we do beyond just this little bit of financial assistance that will maybe ensure that they won't have to come back again sometime. So whether that's job referrals or a referral to DCF for help with some other things, or it could be Catholic Charities for their maternity program. So there are a lot of different referrals we make. There are a lot of other, not a lot, but a few other agencies that do help also with rent or utility assistance. And so we work together as a group, because it's interesting. We talked one time, and between the three of us, we would be hard pressed with the resources we have to be able to financially assist someone for even a full month's rent. So we do have to work together sometimes to help people keep a roof over their head.
And as always in these types of services, Linda, you're working with restricted availability of funds and resources.
We sure are. We are supported very well by the community. The community is very generous. We have the Ellis County Ministerial Alliance and the United Way and the City of Hays. All three of those are great supporters. But then we also do some of our own fundraising. Right now we have a letter out to residents in the community to give what they can. We also are planning to do a fundraiser later in the spring that will help also. Because certain streams of income, if you will, are restricted to direct assistance, to where it can only be used to provide that financial assistance, and other income we need to raise in order to pay some of our office expenses, which a lot of people call administrative, but they also have to realize without those expenses that there wouldn't be someone there to go out and help that person.
Somebody has to coordinate these efforts that involve several agencies and groups, and to be able to make the response to people who are in need.
Right, right. And we do everything we can to ensure that the community's funds that are entrusted to us are used resourcefully and wisely. And like I said, we do have such a generous community. So, you know, I won't say it's easy, but they do make it easier.
Well, and these resources recirculate, don't they?
They do. They do. If, you know, if someone is assisted with rent, it not only keeps the landlords who depend on that income, but these individuals, a lot of times, if they're evicted from their home and they have no place to go, it's another drain on other resources. It also means people lose their employees. Kids don't have any stability. Sometimes they have to be taken out of school because they've got to move somewhere where they have a roof over their heads. So,
First Call for Help was a part of the community Thanksgiving dinner, which took place on Thanksgiving Day at the Rose Garden Banquet Hall. Quite an effective and quite an overwhelming situation in numbers, I think, of people who really took advantage of the opportunity for a fellowship at Thanksgiving, Linda.
That is correct. We had a wonderful community Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday. And when you say overwhelming, I think the first year that I helped with this event was about 3 years ago, and I was overwhelmed.
Even then with the numbers.
Even then. This year we think we had between 700 and 800 meals served. We had 175 volunteers come out to help pour drinks, serve meals, just help with anything that we needed help with. So.
Volunteers of all ages,
yes,
we might mention too.
Everywhere from 5 years old to 16 to 70. So.
Well, that's community support.
It is.
And what a great turnout as well for people of a lot of different areas, whether they're by themselves for Thanksgiving or whether they're in need of a Thanksgiving meal. Plus, of course, the take-home meals as well.
Right. There are a lot of different needs in the community, excuse me, and we see all of those come in, whether it's loneliness or, an economy where they really couldn't afford to go out and buy their own big spread for Thanksgiving.
Or like Jeff, who's not capable of making a Thanksgiving meal, so perhaps...
yeah, Jeff can join us too, so we'll probably put him to work.
Indeed, as a volunteer for sure. Special services of First Call for Help. One that comes to mind, obviously, every school year is Backpack for Kids, but there are others that First Call for Help is involved in.
There are, besides the Backpacks for Kids, where we distribute about 600 backpacks every year, we also have a Meals on Wheels program. And in that program, we currently have 2 routes, which means we need 2 sets of volunteers every day to go out and deliver meals. And we serve between 700 and 830 meals every month. So, and it is a great program for the seniors or the disabled that are receiving the meals. They have that contact with somebody every day.
Socialization as well as nutrition.
Yes, yes, and the program ensures that they will get 1 hot meal a day. So that is a great help to many, many people.
Linda, we had at many of the churches were distributing the Ellis County Ministerial Alliance Second Mile Fund Thanksgiving offering, which they have the envelopes inserted in the church areas. How about the Second Mile Fund? How is it different? What's the difference in that and First Call for Help, for example?
A lot of folks kind of interchange First Call for Help and Second Mile together, and the reason for that, I guess, confusion or overlap is because the Ellis County Ministerial Alliance started the Second Mile Fund in order to help transients and to help people with emergency financial assistance.
Short-term basis.
Right, on a short-term basis. Well, years later, after they had started doing that and determined they wanted to start an organization, that organization became First Call for Help. The Second Mile Fund is still what goes at great length to support First Call for Help, and it's what we use for our direct client assistance. But from the Ellis County Ministerial Alliance, they also use that Second Mile Fund to help fund other things besides First Call for Help. So, but a large part of it is the support of the financial assistance that we give.
And you have some numbers from Ellis County and the needs. I hope you'll emphasize those for us.
I do have some numbers, and this is for this year. Just looking at our transient assistance, we've helped about 273 individuals, and that would be with fuel or bus transportation or shelter. And then our local residents or our local assistance during financial crisis has helped about 327 people, and that's roughly 133 households. So, you know, family sizes vary, but the total was 327. And that, you know, we have a lot of people who come to us who we sometimes can't help with financial assistance. We try to help them in other ways with the referrals and things. But these numbers, you know, they're an indication of who we are able to help. But just know that with any other challenge that we face in a community, whether that's the financial or the economy or jobs, it's always more than what gets reported. Because some people, like I said, we are not able to help. Some people, their pride won't let them call in. So it is always greater.
Linda, in our final moment, tell us how we who are comfortable can help. First Call for Help.
Well, we're a very small organization. We don't use a lot of volunteers, but we always appreciate donations, whether that's cash. We do take some food donations and hygiene items. Those are 3 different, you know, cash, food, and hygiene that are always a great help here.
First Call for Help, located in the Hadley Center, and of course information available at many different resource areas throughout Ellis County. The director of First Call for Help is Linda Mills, our Community Connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
And the Angel Care nurse comes to see me once a week.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
Angel Care has helped to stay home.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.